morning, when the shadows are long, the full moon is calling, and the emu is gone. No footprints in the desert, just a sense where they be. Feathers left in the open, all is not what it seems. Here I come with a bone in his hand. Here I come with the bones in his hand. Good Jim man.
You are back with Baz. You're listening to Blues on the Hill. It is the Oz Blues Hour. I have in the studio with me an ARIA Award winning ARIA Hall of Fame Oz music legend. It's his third visit to Blues on the Hill. He's just released the latest in the trilogy. It's called Red Dirt, Red Heart. Russell Morris, welcome back to Blues on the Hill.
Thanks, Baz. It's great to be with you. Always is.
Absolutely, great to have you back. The third one, it's come out, Red Dirt, Red Heart. We were chatting about it before. It's been well received. It's out there booming.
Yeah, it's really it's #1 added right across rural Australia, which is great. I think it's #1 on the independence charts. It's #1 on the jazz and blues charts, and we're just really excited about it. Christmas, bringing an album out at Christmas is a bit of a scary one. It's like trying to stand under a landslide, hoping that you're going to survive, because everyone releases Christmas albums, and people tend to buy Christmas albums at Christmas. So you've got to get through the other side of it, you know. And I'm pretty happy with this album. I'm happiest with this over the other two, mainly because it's more cohesive. All the songs are very similar, and I wanted to capture that openness of the Nullarbor. The first song we heard though, that's like a real swing blues.
Yeah.
That's to lull people into a false sense of security, because after that it goes into a completely other type of style of music, and it's just a lot of the songs only have 4 instruments on them, and that the players are just unbelievable. Shannon Bourne is just
sensational.
A freak. He's just unbelievable. And I've written 4 songs with Shannon, which is great.
Chris Wilson, best harmonica player in the country.
Just mighty. And Adrian Violi on drums, who's just got the feel. Unbelievable. And of course Mitch Gans, who produces it. Yeah. So I'm very lucky to have those guys around me. And
so like I say, the last, is there a relief now that it's sort of over? Like, you know, you started this 4 years ago. You're now onto the third one. Did it go to plan? Is it what you thought it was? Are you happy with the complete result now? Like I say, is it a sense of relief that it's over? Because
it is a sense of relief, but it's also like it's gone, you know. Because I'm not going to go back and revisit it. I don't want to be like those type of relatives that come around to stay for a week and end up staying for 6 months and everyone gets sick of them.
Yeah.
So I said I would only do 3 albums in the Australiana series. I'll still do roots and blues music, but it'll probably be a different approach. It won't be Australia. There'll probably maybe some mentions of Australian things in there, but it won't be like historical characters or things like that. It'll be, and this one I'm just really happy with it, because the first one was about the urban streets and the back streets of Melbourne and Sydney and the gangsters and the gamblers, and second one was about the bigger picture, the convict ships that brought the convicts out, the world wars we were in. Breaker Morant, who was a big thing for Australia, having one of our men court-martialed and firing squad by the English. There's the Shearers strikes on the second album, which were really major for Australia, because it began the Labor Party. There was the Eureka Stockade, which was another thing. And then the third album, albeit a very short history that I chose, of my pictures, stories I chose I couldn't do it without including the people who were here for 40 to 50,000 years, and their history in Australia is immense. So I've included, and I've tried to make it a very open type album to try and capture that desert feeling, particularly on about 6 tracks.
Well, you know how excited I was when I first heard it, because you got that. I rang you straight away.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And I said that, you know, like I listen with headphones on so I can hear everything. And you created images for me. Like, you know, I was listening to those tracks and I was seeing the desert, I was seeing the outback, you know, very much like that Rycuda, Paris, Texas feel, isn't it? Like, and
a little bit, yeah.
And those images were created, and as I said, I rang you straight away, and you said that's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, we wanted to capture that, and things with Kadija Man. I wanted to capture the eeriness of the Kadija Man, who is for anyone out there who doesn't know, he's the shaman for the indigenous interior people. And if you've done wrong, if you've wronged somebody, he's likely to appear, and he comes wearing emu feather shoes that are stuck together with sap and human blood. And if you'll really wrong someone, he'll point the bone at you. And if he does, you're gone, you'll die. And so I rang people and I said, I don't really want to record this if I'm going to offend anyone. So I sent it up to the Skinny Fish people in Goromal, and they listened to it and said, no, you're fine, it's all fine. So don't think anyone's... When I wanted to do it and I wanted to include the Indigenous people, I looked at Afro-American blues, and they always sing about the mojo and about voodoo and things like that, and I thought, no one's ever touched upon the subject of the magic that went with Indigenous people, and particularly that man, the Kadija Man. Like someone said to me the other day, what gives you the right to speak for Indigenous people? I said, well, as a human being...
It's a bit heavy, isn't it?
No, he was being nice.
Okay.
Because he said, in Pemulwuy, it says, I'm the voice of my kind, warrior Pemulwuy. And people, they said, well, how can you say that? And I said, well, as a human being, I've got to have empathy for what's happened before, otherwise you're doomed to failure in the future because you make the same mistakes. And also I said, I have probably a great association with my past that allows me and my ancestors to relate to it a little bit, because my ancestors were Irish. And the English did to us Irish what they did, you know, to the Indigenous people here. And like so many Irish were displaced and had to go to other countries and they never returned. You know? So if you've got some sort of humanity, I'm sure you can feel and suffer the plight emotionally inside, and not understand it fully, but at least you can express your feelings for it.
Yeah. Now, Russ has got his guitar with him, as he always does. So just before he does a live one from the CD, we'll just talk about taking this music elsewhere, because I think I talked about the last one. Was it sort of, you were thinking about Europe at that stage, weren't you? England or something?
Yeah,
to sort of...
I would have loved to have gone to Ireland.
Ireland, that's
right.
right.
Go to Ireland, yeah, and just do a little tour there. But things have changed, and I've signed to Michael Chugg for overseas and for here, and looks like we'll go to America. And we got a really exciting call yesterday from, I got it wrong, I said to you the East by West, but it's the South by Southwest
Festival in
Texas, yeah.
Stunning, yeah, a showcase of the world's best musicians.
For too long, been around this old town. I watch the day until the night turns black. That woman's mean, but she's plenty keen. She'll take you home, but you break your back. So I go round, I go round, I go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. Late at night, there's a knock on my door. What you want? I hear my voice voice as I call. If I let you in, will you slip my skin? 'Cause I know with her, that's how it's always been. I go round, I go round, I go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. Harbor City, country too. People all pushing and grabbing for more. She hang around with a pretty chic crowd, but just like bad apples, they'll rot to the core. So I go round, I go round, I go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. I go round, I go round, go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. I just want to be free, not like the folks in towns and the cities I see. Get me out of this trap that's killing me. Thought I'd hide out up in Byron Bay. She got wind of my travels and tracked me down. Just in time before she arrived, I laid out up north to an unknown town. So I go round, I go round, I go round. If it's too high, too far down, I go round. I go round, I go round, go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. I go round, I go round, go round. If it's too high, too far down, go round. That's right, I don't go over it, go round.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Russell Morris live at Blues on the Hill from the latest release, Red Dirt, Red Heart. Very special show live at Blues on the Hill. Russell Morris is my studio guest. We're spinning tracks from the latest release, Red Dirt, Red Heart. We're talking about it, and Russ is going to do another live one. Now, we were talking about different styles, Russ, and on this one you've moved into something a little bit different for you, but it's a true love of this music. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I love the genre, which is where country music and blues music were almost connected, with people like Leadbelly doing things like Goodnight Irene and Blind Willie McTell, and even Hank Williams would sort of almost be bluesish, that down-home folk music, farm music. And then country music got hijacked by the Cowboys, and they started singing like things like Home, Home on the Range, and they did all that cowboy Texas stuff, which took it right away. But I like that very Appalachian sort of bluesy sort of stuff, and I've sort of bastardised it to a certain extent here, and just used it as a cradle to put the words in of a loner. And I'm a bit of a loner myself. I like the lone wolf sort of thing. I like to be by myself. I'm comfortable in my own skin. And this is about a guy who he's only happy when he's miles away, out on the country roads. And this is called, what's it called? Lonesome Road. Yeah. I've always been a loner, I'm always on my own. Since I was a young boy, I wandered far from home. They'd find me on the highway, miles from anywhere. I loved the open
spaces when no one else was there. I'd go sailing on, I'm sailing on down that lonesome road, me on my own. Well, I left the town of Tully, my belongings on my back. I headed west, I took myself into the great outback, sleeping in the open, breathing in the air. The world for me is far away, not a worry or a care. I'd go sailing on, I'm sailing on down that lonesome road, me on my own. Oh, goodbye, me, myself, and I, we're on our own. Oh, goodbye, me, myself, and I, we're so long gone on that lonesome road. And poor, have I been good, have I been bad, or somewhere in between? It's all the same to you, I'd say it's time for me to leave. I go sailing on, I'm sailing on down that lonesome road, me on my own. Oh, sailing on, yeah, I'm sailing on down that lonesome road.
Wonderful stuff. Russell Morris live at Blues on the Hill.